The following program contains language, images, and/or subject matter that may be objectionable to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Direct from Albany, New York, it's time for the New Media Zone. With your hosts, Ed and Dave. Tonight, a look at this week's new film and DVD releases. And a chance to win free movie tickets with the poster campaign. And now your hosts, Ed and Dave.
Hello, and welcome to the New Media Zone. Ed and Dave here, Ed and Dave with you, along with Jim joining us again.
Hello.
For a look back at the top 10 films and TV shows and songs of a certain year. And this year, where are we going, Dave?
We're going before we were born, Ed.
Right.
1960.
That's our time bubble. Jim's not familiar with it. Comes in and shows us we're going back to 1960.
Doing something to me.
Yeah, we were trying to decide, do we go back to 60 or do we go ahead to 90? And we thought maybe 60 would be more entertaining. Yeah,
Because it's a totally different era.
Mm-hmm.
Ever who was running for president
That's
that
right.
year?
That's right.
Era. Leave the top down. Leave the top down. People want to see me. I'm not wearing a hat.
So, Dave is going to take a look at, we're going to start off with the top 10 films of 1960. And Jim is going to fill us in because some of these are a little unfamiliar to us, even.
Most of them are unfamiliar to me. But here we go. Top 10 films, 1960. We'll start with number 10, Ed. It's called From the Terrace.
Yes, that's where Lee Harvey Oswald was. From the Terrace tells the story of the estranged son of a Pennsylvania factory owner who marries into a prestigious family and moves to New York to seek his fortune. This was the third movie that was made starring Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, who were real-life spouses.
I never heard of this one.
Neither have I.
No.
Did
Sorry.
they work together? What was the other ones they did together? Did they do one
Long
like
Hot
Marigolds? Or did she just direct
The effect of gamma rays
Yeah.
on the Man in the Moon Marigold.
Right.
Wow.
I don't know if he was involved in that.
I think Long Hot Summer was one they did together. I'm not sure if they were married at the time when they did it. I can't remember.
All right, let's move along to number 9. I know this film. Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11, that's a heist film starring 5 of the Rat Pack. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop. Those last two, you know. And that was centered on a series of heists in Las Vegas, casino robberies.
Yeah, Peter Lawford was kind of an outlier in the Rat Pack.
He's kind of the Andrew McCarthy of the Brat Pack,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. But Joey Bishop belongs in there. He was good friends with them. He had his own TV show for a couple of years with a strange title. I think it was called The Joey Bishop Show. And but he was good. It was a good show. I liked it. But of course, you know, I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan myself.
Doobie doobie doo.
Doobie Doobie Doo, which we did on the show a couple months ago. We sang that.
I'd like to remind Jim that sometimes we sing the songs
Nice.
of the top 10, but not, luckily for you, not during this taping.
Oh.
What was the
All
last
right,
one we did? Oh,
I'd love
Good
to
Girls
join you.
Don't.
Good Girls Don't and Poison from Alice Cooper we did.
Oh.
I did not see that final product, and I'm probably glad.
year was
Yeah,
that?
not out yet.
It's not out yet?
No.
What was the year?
89?
That was 79 and 89.
Yeah, 89 was Poison. 79 was Good Girls Don't. Okay. Number 8, The Apartment.
The Apartment is about CC Bud Baxter, who was played by Jack Lemmon. He was an insurance clerk who, in the hope of climbing the corporate ladder, let more senior co-workers use his Upper West Side apartment to conduct extramarital affairs.
Ooh.
That was the Best Picture winner, I think, that year. Not
I saw
mistaken.
part of that on TCM the other time. It looked like entertaining.
Jack Lemmon.
I had more time, I would have watched the whole
Well
thing.
done.
Number 7, Butterfield 8.
That starred Elizabeth Taylor. She won her first Academy Award for her performance in a leading role.
Which tells us nothing about the film.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what it's about. Anybody? Nobody? Somebody? Anybody?
Well, Rick
That was
Butterfield
it?
played the harmonica
That's
for
it?
the band, didn't
Oh.
he? And so maybe it was... I don't know.
Not sure on that one.
All right, number 6, The World of Suzie Wong.
American architect Robert Lomax, played by William Holden, moves to Hong Kong for a year to see if he could make a living as a painter. And then he falls in love with a prostitute he hires as a model. Now, see, if he had gone to Singapore, he could have had a tuna fish sandwich. And, you know.
Number 5, The Alamo.
I wonder what that was about.
I don't know.
All I know is it was directed, produced, and starring John Wayne. And Richard Widmark was in his co-star. That was a cast of thousands or something, wasn't it? That's a long movie. That was one of those two-night movies they would show
Yeah.
on TV. It was a big, long epic.
Number 4 of the films of 1960, Swiss Family Robinson.
My kids
Oh.
love this movie. They love the 1960 version of Swiss Family Robinson. Robinson. That was the Indian version of it. John Mills was the star of this. Also, James MacArthur, who you would also know as
The
Bookham Dano and Tommy Kirk. Swiss Family Robinson was a major success with both critics and audiences and remains one of Disney's most beloved live-action feature films.
John Mills also was in one of my favorite films, Great Expectations.
Oh, the one with Miss Havisham?
Yes.
Who only, like 10 years ago, I realized Miss Havisham from that Great Expectations that we saw, we were made to see in 8th grade or whatever, was also the mother in The Brides of Dracula.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Good character actor.
Number 3, Exodus.
Exodus was starring Paul Newman, Eva Marie Saint, Bethlehem High School. She went to Bethlehem.
Oh, yeah?
Sal Mineo and Lee J. Cobb. This was an epic film, a real long one, on the founding of the modern state of Israel.
And by the way, Sal Mineo, stabbed to death
Oh, no.
when he was 37. Very young.
Was he the guy that talked like this? Was he in
It could have been.
It's a Wonderful Life?
No.
He was
Who was
in
that guy? Kind of has to...
Rebel Without a Cause, he was in.
Okay.
He was also the third ape in Escape from Planet of the Apes.
The third
Wow!
The one that
Want
was
to get strangled?
strangled by the ape in the suit there, as opposed to the other ones in the makeup.
All right, the number 2 film of 1960, and I want you to really get into this read. Psycho.
Oh,
Go ahead.
there's no read for that because we know what that is.
What is it? This would have been the time to show the Psycho 4, not the previous show.
Who knows?
It could be on this one.
If we run short on time here, that's where we did a Psycho sketch, which turned into a Psycho film with the same plot line that there was. Was that the same plot line?
I think so. Yeah.
Judy was the
Yes.
woman in that one,
And Bill.
and Bill.
That's right.
And there were some shower scenes, and then
What?
there was, yeah, we never did the shower scene. We had a girl we found somewhere, and she never came back for the shower scene, so we kind of had a...
Well, we found somewhere.
She thought
some
better.
hitchhiker.
She thought
Right.
better of hanging around the young perverts.
Right.
All right. Number 1 film, 1960. Spartacus.
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 Kirk Douglas, Laurence Olivier, Charles Lawton, Peter Ustinov, John Gavin, and Tony Curtis. I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
Never seen it.
I neither have I.
No, parts
I know
of
it's
it.
shame on me. I should,
I think in the 90s they found a unused scene.
Yes.
It was kind of a gay scene around a water
Was it
pit
the
or
bathhouse?
something.
Yeah, some
Bathhouse,
kind of
yes.
bath thing. Yeah.
That could
All
be
right.
inserted.
Extra points for anyone that knows Tony Curtis's real name.
Bernard?
Schwartz.
We got it.
Well, I was just expecting one person to answer, but I'll take this as a combo.
I wasn't sure on the sorts. I knew Bernard, though.
There you go.
Now, in 1960, a few other films that didn't make the top 10. 3 Jerry Lewis films.
Oh!
In 1 year.
Was the Bellboy one, or Bellhop one of them?
Bellboy.
Bellboy. Nutty Professor was later. I don't know.
Cinderfella.
Cinderfella. Actually, Cinderfella's a good movie.
And Visit to a Small Planet.
Ooh, I've never seen that one. That doesn't have
Is it?
Connie Stevens in it, does it?
Connie Chung, oddly enough.
Connie Stevens was in the Nutty Professor, I think.
Yeah, you're right. I'm getting her confused with someone else. Another Connie.
I just mentioned The Brides of Dracula, one of my favorite Hammer films, with the woman from Great Expectations. Right. Inherit the Winds.
Okay.
From the Scopes Monkey Trial. 13 Ghosts, which was one of those William Castle gimmicky films. And this one, Illusion-O viewer, required people to look through a single color with both eyes. Choosing to look through the red filter intensified the images of the ghosts, while the blue filter removed them for those who were scared. And just so happened, in the DVD version of 13 Ghosts,
Does it come with the glasses?
they have a version on there with the ghost remover and the ghost viewer. So if you want, it's the same premise as the red filter. When you want to hide things.
That fine effect producer Jim came up with.
Right. So there it is. Nice gimmick there.
All right.
Time Machine.
Oh, good movie. Very good movie. With Mr. Ed.
Rod Taylor, Yvette Miu, and Alan Lee Young.
Right, Mr. Ed.
The Magnificent Seven.
Yul Brenner.
With the great score. And Little Shop of Horrors I was talking about before. With and I was surprised the guy who was Seymour in that is still alive at 92. Remember Little Shop of Horrors?
I just remember the one with Steve Martin.
Oh. Young Jack Nicholson was in this. And Dick Miller. And then it's funny that Jackie Joseph, they were both in Gremlins as a married couple. That's it for extra movies.
I like that list better than the top 10 list.
Yeah, that's
frankly.
why we do the extra films. That
We go the extra mile for you, the viewer, because there's only one. All right, the songs of 1960. Number 10, The Twist by Chubby Checker.
Come on, baby! Just because we don't have an official sing-along for this doesn't mean we can't break out in song.
That's
when we
right.
hear these.
Number 9, Stuck on You, Elvis Presley.
Now,
I know the Lionel Richie one. Stuck on you, got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose.
wasn't Huey Lewis have one of those too?
Oh, it's true. I'm so happy to be stuck with you.
That's With You, right?
Yes.
This is Stuck on You.
Yeah, a little different, but I don't remember the Elvis song. I looked it up and it didn't sound familiar to me there.
All right, number 8, Handyman by Jimmy Jones. Who the hell's Jimmy Jones?
I don't know, but this is the same song that came out later. Art Garfunkel, right?
James Taylor.
James Taylor. I'm your handyman. Comma, comma, comma.
I'm a chameleon. Oh, is that that one?
No.
Number 7, It's Now or Never by Elvis Presley.
That's a good one.
Number 6, I'm sorry, so sorry.
It's the national anthem of Canada.
Brenda.
But they say, I'm sorry. So sorry.
I'm sorry,
We just lost a Canadian viewer.
Oh. Teen Angel.
98.
Who sang that one? Did you say who sang that
Brenda
one?
Lee.
Oh, Brenda Lee.
Brenda Lee.
Okay.
Number 5, Teen Angel by Mark Dinning.
Teen angel, ooh, can you hear me? Ooh,
This is another one of those tragic films. Didn't somebody die in a car accident in this one?
Yeah, probably.
And number 4 is Ed's personal favorite, Running Bear by Johnny Preston.
Did you remember this before?
What do?
He does remember. But you remember the very offensive, stereotypical opening to the... You can't do that anymore.
I think the ending is worse. When they all start.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Which, by the way, that's offensive, I think. Don't you think it's offensive? The Atlanta Braves still carry the name Braves. They've been trying to get that changed. I want to go on record, and I want the flower Black Eyed Susan, I want that name to be changed because that promotes domestic violence.
Is that offensive? I mean, that's a background, actual Native American singing, right?
I'm sure it was
60 years ago.
Probably white guys with a lot of red makeup on their face.
I would like to know if he ever went on like the Ed Sullivan Show and had background singers.
We got to look that up.
Remember the I Love Lucy sketch where we're doing an Indian show, honey? And he wore the big headdress and everything. And, oh my God, that's
2 stereotypes: Ricky and the Indian.
Moon dear, how dear.
I remember that. Now
she had little Ricky on the papoose in back of her.
10 years later, we were still offensive. Remember? Cher, half-breed,
yeah.
And they also the same in the background.
That's true.
Half-breed. Do.
I'll learn to hate the word.
I think that was the end of the Native American background music and songs.
And then you had a Native American group.
Oh.
That did "Come and Get Your Love," and they didn't go "Hum ba 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 hum ba ba."
They didn't do that, did they?
No, they
was
didn't.
that it? No, they just sang.
Redbone.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Was the who did YMCA?
Village People.
Was he a real Indian?
I think he was a Latin fellow.
Yeah, or Italian. They like to use.
Well, that was the remember the guy who did the.
His name was Jose or something like that.
The gentleman who did
Felipe. We remember.
Oh,
Felipe.
maybe that's maybe.
Speaking
that's,
of that, that was the theme. Wasn't that our closing credits from Comedy Unchained? Do, we want you as a new recruit. do. And somebody was holding the record going, do.
Oh my God. Oh man. I had something I was going to say, but I completely lost it.
The Indians.
Yeah.
The village people.
Yeah, but I was going somewhere else after that. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. Number 3. Cathys Clown by the Everly Brothers.
Here she comes, Cathys Clown. Dum dum dum. Hum ba 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 hum ba ba ba.
You don't tell your family to watch the show when you're on, do you? Okay. Number 2, You'll Have to Go by Jim Reeves. I don't know that song.
You'll Have to Go. That was kind of a country song.
Okay, good.
I had to look that one up. I didn't know that one.
And this is you. Number 1 song from 1960, Theme from A Summer Place by Percy Faith.
And his orchestra. Well, the film starred Richard Egan and Dorothy McGuire as middle-aged lovers, and Sandra Dee and Troy Donahue as their respective children. This film contains a memorable instrumental theme composed by Max Steiner, King Kong, which spent 9 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
They use this in a lot of things, but it was somewhere in Animal House, right?
Yeah. Was it when he was looking in the window?
I don't remember.
Or were they outside going into the sorority house?
I'm due for Animal House viewing, but that was set in 60 or so, 62.
Yeah.
So that's.
I know where I was going with that.
Where are you going?
The Indian guy who did the commercials for
the
yes,
tear?
the one tear guy.
Keep America Beautiful.
He was
company.
Italian, not an Indian. He was an Italian guy.
Oh, you threw garbage on the ground. Oh,
Hey, Fugazi. All right, we're going into the top shows. Do you have any other songs, Ed?
Let me see a few other songs I think I had here. No, I didn't.
Oh,
Okay, nothing too memorable, so that's it.
all right. So the top shows from 60, 61. Number 10, The Jack Benny Show, which was on CBS.
As I recall, you did a few Jack sketches in that 1981.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a whole show where you're walking around Jim's house doing something? I don't know.
I had hair matted on my chest with a big chain. I don't know what I was doing. It was a stupid...
Was it Disco Jack?
I don't know what it was. It
Premise
was just
was-
another one of my stupid ideas that I thought was hilarious at the time. And even my hilarious ideas today are equally as stupid as they were back then. Yes, so number 9, The Price is Right with Bill Cullen. Or as we used to call him, Peg Leg.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't he have?
I think he did.
Always sitting
Like, was
down.
like,
Number 8, The Untouchables from ABC. Hey, watch it. Anybody watch The Untouchables? Was that Robert Stack?
That was Robert Stack, who was later in search of his career.
Search for my career. I'm Robert Stack. Number 7, Candid Camera on CBS, which was the Alan Funt show. And then he did an HBO version with lots of nudity and topless women.
Really?
Yes. And then he did a movie, which I believe was titled, I don't know, How Do You...
What do you say
to a naked lady? Yeah. And there's a lot of gratuitousness in that. Number 6, Rawhide.
Rolling, all the streams are swollen. Keep them doggies rolling, Rawhide.
Who was in that?
Clint Eastwood.
Clint
Did I
Eastwood.
wait that down?
You did.
Okay, for
But
you, I
It was
guess.
just a test.
Yes.
Number 5, on Pluto TV, this is on a lot. The Real McCoys
Huh.
with Walter Brennan and a very youthful Richard Crenna.
It's over, Johnny.
It's over.
That would not be the Real McCoys, but would be Richard Crenna with Walter Brennan.
I don't know. What was the premise on that? It was just a hickey show?
I think so.
They had a barn or a farm or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
A
They were just-
barn or a
I
farm.
think Walter Brennan was just always wearing his overalls.
Yeah, he
and-
was just wandering around. I don't know
Yeah.
if he was related to the family or...
Well, there were fake McCoys that would try to infiltrate each other.
Number 4, one of my favorite shows, The Andy Griffith Show on CBS. Still holds up today in a good, wholesome, entertaining way with one of my...
yes.
I mean, I don't like Don Knotts outside of Andy Griffith. That's been well documented. But within the confines of The Andy Griffith Show, he was perfectly cast.
This must have been the first year, right? 60? Or
I
did
believe
it-
60.
Yeah.
I believe 60. 'Cause I think did it run through 66, 67, maybe 68, and then became Mayberry RFD for like 2 or 3 years with Ken Berry from F Troop.
Now, you didn't like Don Knotts in, let's say,
No.
Reluctant Astronaut? That was one of those that would be on Channel 10. At,
No, the Ghost
on
and
Saturday
Mr.
afternoon.
Chicken. No.
I like the Ghost of Mr.
No.
Chicken.
The Shakiest Gun in the West. No.
He was always shaky.
Mr. Limpet.
Mr. Furley. No.
No.
Oh.
No.
Mr. Limpet, maybe?
No.
The fish?
Nothing.
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 Oh.
Andy Griffith Show. That's it. Hey, Thelma Lou. Number 3, Have Gun, Will Travel. Have Gun, Will Travel. Richard Boone. I didn't think that show lasted very long, but I guess it maybe been around 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Richard Boone later showed up in some horrible film with
Sunday Night
dinosaurs.
The Last Dinosaur.
Oh, that was
Or
I
78 or so.
yeah.
I believe Richard Boone was also in one. They used to have the Sunday Night Mystery Movie, and it was Columbo, McLeod,
Right.
and
Heck Ramsey was
Hack
he?
Ramsey.
Hack Ramsey.
Was he the Sunday Night Mystery Movie or the Wednesday Night Mystery Movie?
Sunday. Do 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 do. And the guy in the
Yeah, shining
the light.
See, that one must not have lasted very long because I don't remember too much of
No.
Ramsey. I know McMillan and Wife, McLeod, Columbo, and yeah, those were the ones that stuck. Number 2, Wagon Train from NBC.
A lot of westerns in the 60s.
Number 1, Gunsmoke, which was on for what, 25 years? More than that? On forever.
Yeah. Well, it ended in 75. So what do we got here?
60, so that's 15 years. Definitely, I know it started in the 50s.
Yeah.
Of course, the radio version had, what's his face, the big, heavy guy?
Cannon.
Conrad?
William Conrad.
William Conrad.
Still,
A Quinn Martin production.
I still laugh at one episode of Cannon
no.
I saw where he's at the beginning of the show, he's in a tank top lifting weights.
Oh no.
There is no
fat embolism.
there's no way. There's no way that man exercised at all, except this way.
I've seen clips where he's doing, he'll deliver a judo chop to somebody,
Yeah.
and knock some football player. Hold it right there, Buster. Chop, and down he goes like a ton of bricks.
It would be
He was a
Spock nerve pinch.
Yes. The judo chop was big when we were kids. That always knocked people out. I always figured if you chopped somebody in the neck, that would knock them out. Apparently, it doesn't work very well.
What year are we doing?
16.
All right, so we're done.
You got number 1 there?
I just said Gunsmoke.
Okay.
Have you been here?
I was thinking about Cannon and how fun that is at 2 in the morning when I turn that on.
I thought that was Mannix. There's Mannix 3.
Cannon is 3. That's
Cannon
correct.
is 3.
Right. Did you get in the point where there was nothing to watch when you early retired and then at 2 o'clock the only thing on is Cannon and you get hooked on Maddox and Cannon? Did you get hooked on any of those shows?
If I turn them on, which I try not to, then I'm stuck watching the whole episode.
Yeah.
Really?
But I try not to turn them on because I know that's how it's going to end, and which is never well.
I can remember being a kid and sometimes just the themes of certain shows were worth catching. And Mannix was always going to and Mannix was and he's in a race car and he's tumbling down the side of a bridge or something.
Like Barnaby, was it Barnaby Jones?
Yeah. There we have it. Look at 1960. A lot of fun in 1960. It was good to go back a few years.
You're welcome.
That was Dave's suggestion. We go back to 60. Next time, I don't like to say what's coming up next because sometimes you're shown out of order, but we're going to 1980, I'm pretty sure, next time.
Oh, what, we're jumping over 70?
Oh, no, 1970 next time. Yeah, it's best I not say what year was coming up, but we'll be taking that trip in the time machine next time, going into another year, and we'll see you then.
The New Media Zone has been a Cable 2000 production.